Hello everyone, welcome to Mechatronics class. In this session, we have to discuss on unit number 1, Introduction to Mechatronics, Sensors and Actuators. This is part 1 video of that unit. So in this session, we discuss on these some points. One by one, discussing on all these points, the outcomes of today's sessions is identification of key elements of mechatronic systems and its representation in terms of block diagrams. So let us begin with today's session. The first point is that introduction of mechatronics. The term mechatronics was invented by a Japanese engineer in 1969 as a combination of mecha from mechanism and tronics from electronics. The word now has a wider meaning, being used to describe a philosophy in engineering technology in which there is a coordinated and concurrently developed integration of mechanical engineering with electronics and intelligent computer control in the design and manufacture of products and processes. As a result, mechatronics products have many mechanical functions replaced with electronic ones. This results in much greater flexibility, easy to redesign and reprogramming, and the ability to carry out automated data collection and reporting. Mechatronics has to involve concurrent approach to these disciplines rather than a subsequential approach of developing, say, a mechanical system, then designing the electrical part and the microprocessor part. Thus, mechatronics is a design philosophy and integrating approach to engineering. Second point is that the element of mechatronic systems. So in these two figures, the first figure is domain of mechatronic systems and second figure is of constituents of mechatronic systems. So from these two figures, we have to show that, or we have to say that there are number of fields of engineering technologies. They are interlinked or they are work together and to form as a mechatronic systems. So a typical mechatronic system consists of mechanical systems, electrical systems, and information technology. So from this figure, domain of mechatronics, it shows that it is the next generation of machines and mechanism required for carrying out work in various environments. A typical mechatronics systems such as servo motors or robot consist of mechanical elements such as actuators, sensors, controllers, signal conditioning devices, computer, software, interfacing and power devices. The concept of mechatronics is to bring together the areas of technology involving sensors and measurement systems, drives, and actuation systems, and analyze the behavior of systems, microprocessor, and control systems. So this figure constitute of mechatronics shows that the various engineering disciplines involved in mechatronic systems. Now let us consider a typical example of mechatronic system as a servo motor. So in this servo motor is a servo motor with sensory feedback and is used for obtaining very complex and precise motions. So servo motor basically we have to use for to obtaining very complex and precise motions. So for that purpose we have to use as a servo motor as a device. So in that servo motor the main mechanical components are rotor and stators. The electrical components in servo motors such as field windings, rotor windings for the power transmission purpose, and the electronic components includes sensors such as optical encoders and controllers for to control the circuits elements. So this is one of the example of mechatronic systems. So there are so many examples of mechatronic systems such as our ATM machines, refrigerator systems, calculators, CNC machine tool, robots. There are so many mechatronic systems. So these are the some examples of mechatronic systems. Next point is that a building block of mechatronic systems. So as a building block of mechatronic systems, so in this point we have to show that, or we have to mention that, so any mechatronic systems, there are number of components such as sensors, actuators, the communication device, CPU, softwares. So all the components, they are interlinked to each other and they have to perform their definite function. So diagrammatically, all the components we have to not present as actual shapes and size. So these are some components are very small, some components are in a very huge in size and dimension. So it is very complicated to draw the diagram of such a system. So to understanding purpose, the operation, the function of all the components, so we have to represent this system by using the block diagrams. So for that purpose, this point is comes building block of mechatronic systems. So in that building block, any mechatronic system, it contains these some blocks. So first block is that the measurement and actuation module. Second is your communication module. Third one is CPU. Next, output signal condition module, and there is a one feedback module. So all these blocks we have to interlink with each others. Every block has some component such as this measurement and actuation module contains the actuator sensors. These communication modules having the components are signal conditioning, interfacing, bus communications. This CPU contain processor, software, controlling algorithms, and output devices such as plotters, audio-visual indication, display. So this every component of any microcontroller systems we have to classify into different blocks. So we have to check what is the function of each and every block. So first block is of that measurement and actuation module. So this measurement and actuation module, it receives the signals from the external environments, or we call as a input, as, or it is also take the signals from the feedback module. So from that feedback module it receive the signals, or as a external environment, or we call as a input signals. This module uses several actuators such as uh, solenoids, AC/DC, and stepper motors, switches, strain gauges, temperature sensors, pressure sensors, photo sensor. These sensors can be adjusted manually. So under this measurement and actuation modules comes under that category the number of different types of sensors, actuators, switches. These are comes under that measurement and actuation modules. Now second block is that communication modules. The position of sensors and relative position of actuators are measured and corresponding signals are generated. Now these signals are fed to CPU through the communication modules. The communication modules includes the signal conditioning circuits, interfacing circuits, and bus communications. Now third one is that your CPU. The CPU with a processor and necessary softwares perform the logical and arithmetic operation on the signal received. What are the signal? It should be received from the communication modules. The CPU then generates the suitable control signals. So then CPU have to generate the control signals. So this is the generated control signals, and this will be supplied to the output signal conditioning modules. So next component is that our output signal condition modules. The output signal condition module consists of ADC, DACs, amplifiers to drive the plotters, audio visual indicators, display, etc. The output signal is given to the feedback module. So this output signal is again given to your feedback module. So our next block is that our feedback module. The feedback module generates the proportionate signal to the output signal, which is given to the measurement and actuation module. So this feedback signal is again fed to the measurement and actuation module. The measurement and actuation module compares the external environment and feedback signals. So what are the signal? It should be supplied from the feedback signal is compared with the external environment signals. So there will be comparison. It should be always take place in that the measurement and actuation module. So this is the building block of mechatronic systems. So next point is that architectures of mechatronic systems. So in that architectures we are deeply go through very deeply. So what is the mechanical systems? So in that mechanical systems, which what is the actuator, which components we call actuators, which components we have to call as a sensors, then how they can uh, transferring the signals from actuator to sensor or sensor to actuator. So we have to go one by one. So in that first one is that the actuators. So an actuator is a type of motor for moving or controlling the mechanism or system. It is operated by a source of energy, usually in the form of electric current, hydraulic fluid pressure or pneumatic pressure, and convert that energy into some kind of motions. An actuator is the mechanism by which an agent acts upon the environments. So this is the actuators module. So in that actuator modules, mostly our motors, the actuators, hydraulic, pneumatic cylinders, these are comes under that categories of actuators. Second part is mechanical system as sensors. So sensor is converted that measure a physical quantity and it converts into the signal which can be read by the observer or by an instrument. A sensor is a device which receives and responds to the signal. A sensor's sensitivity indicates how much the sensor output changes when the measured quantity changes. So under this sensor category, so we have to see that there are number of different types of sensors such as strain gauges, potentiometer, thermometers, photoelectric, accelerometers, digital encoders. So all different types of sensors are comes this under this category. Next is that as a input signal conditioning and interfacing. So this is third block or architecture is that input signal conditioning and interfacing. So in that signal conditioning circuits are used to process the output signal from sensors of a measurement system to suitable for next stage of operations. The function of signal conditioning circuit includes the following items: signal amplifications, filtering, interfacing, protections, current voltage change circuits, resistance change circuits, and error consumptions. So they can interchange the uh, signals from one form to the another forms. So for that purpose, they require some parameters, some components, filters, amplifier, analog to digital or digital to analog converters. Then next is that digital control architectures. Mechatronic system has three parts. First CPU, second is input and output interface, and third one is your memory. Mechatronic system having the memory, input and output arrangement all on same chip are microcontrollers. Digital control architecture may include the components such as different logic circuits, microcontrollers, control algorithms, program logic controllers, etc. So digital control architectures such as the logical gates, microcontrollers, all these small components are comes under that categories. So this is the some architectures of mechatronic systems. So next point is that the objective of mechatronic systems. The objective of mechatronic system are, the first one is integration of mechanical system with electrical, electronic and computer systems. Second is to improve the efficiency of the systems. Next, to reduce the cost of production, to achieve high accuracy and precision, for easy control of the system, and last, the customer satisfaction and comfort. So these are the main objective of any mechatronic systems. Next, advantages of mechatronic systems: high level of integration, increased functionality and better design, more use of electronic and software instead of mechanical functions, assume responsibility for process and operation with little interface of operation, uses artificial intelligence and intelligent process control, multi-sensory and program environment, high reliability and safety, improve and less expensive controls. So these are the some major advantages of mechatronic systems, any mechatronic systems. The disadvantages of mechatronic systems are: the initial cost is very high, the complicated in design the system, the repair and maintenance is complex, it its replacement is difficult, that is, it is difficult to change old system to the new systems. So this is are some few disadvantages of any mechatronic systems. Next is that application of mechatronic systems. So there are so many application of mechatronic systems. Out of that, some few application we have to quoted here. So first application is control system, such as for example to position, level, pressure and heat control systems. Second, robots, transport and welding robots, industrial automation, just like barcode system, production belts, building automation, just such as security system, automatic air conditions and automatic door systems, home appliance in that washing machine and your dishwashers, automotive airbags, anti-lock braking system, different industries, mine detection robots, automatically guided vehicles, medical application, magnetic resonance, ultrasonic probes, aeronautical engineering, automatic pilots, image and sound processing, automatic focusing devices, sound operated devices, production, CNC machine, NC machine, laser optical system as a such as barcode, and last one is intelligent measuring devices, calibration devices, testing and measuring sensors. So we just quoted some few examples of that mechatronic systems. There are lot of applications of mechatronic systems. So in these sessions we have to completed the some points. So in second part we are continue to the same unit. For in second part we have to discuss on some another points. So thank you for this sessions. Thank you very much.